Good morning students, I am Professor Rajeshwari Sharma here and today we are going to discuss about the modes of transport. So in last lecture we have started with our chapter Infrastructure and Transport System in India. Under that chapter we have seen the meaning and the concept of infrastructure. Then we have dealt with the importance of the infrastructure, then the areas or the classification of infrastructure. Then we have seen the transport and its importance, and we were discussing about the different modes of transport. So in yesterday's lecture we have seen two types of modes of transport, that is road transport and the railways. In today's lecture we are going to discuss with the water transport and the air transport. So let's start with the water transport. So when I talk about the water transport, so it is of two types, that is inland water transport and the shipping. So you all know about the shipping, but when we talk about the inland water transport, so it is the transport which occurs through the rivers, canals, etc. Then when we talk about the shipping, so it's again divided into two parts, that is coastal shipping and the overseas shipping. So coastal shipping is not used to a large extent in modern economy, but when we talk of the overseas shipping, so it plays very crucial role as it facilitates foreign trade. So when we talk of water transport, so it used to play very important role in the ancient era, and today also it is important, but still the potential of water transport has not been fully realized yet. So we will see the various advantages and the disadvantages of water transport. So first advantage of water transport is cheapest transport. When we talk about the water transport, so it is the cheapest mode of transport. And when we talk about the infrastructure in case of water transport, so it's also low as compared to the other modes of transport. Like if you're talking about the railways, so you will need the rail tracks. If you're talking about the airports, so you will need the aerodromes, etc. But when we talk about the water transport, so it relatively needs less investment on infrastructure as compared to the other modes of transport. So it is the cheapest source. The next one is important for foreign trade. See, when we talk about the water transport, so it is very suitable for covering the distance, long distance, and for carrying the bulky goods, for carrying the high volume of goods which are non-perishable in nature. So when you have to cover the long distance and you have to transport the bulky goods over a long distance, so this mode is very suitable. And in case of foreign trade as well, when the borders are connected by the seaways, by the waterways, so in that case water transport is very suitable and it facilitates foreign trade. Therefore water transport plays very crucial role in the foreign trades. Then we have transport of heavy goods. So as I have told you, water transport is very crucial for carrying the heavy goods. Heavy goods like which are heavy in weight and non-perishable in nature. Like petroleum, it is heavy in weight but non-perishable in nature. Ores, minerals. So these are the goods which can be transported over a long distance by using the water transport. So therefore water transport is important in carrying heavy goods. Then defense. When we talk about the defense, so there are three mechanisms or types that comes to our mind, like army, navy and air force. When we talk about the navy, so water transport plays very crucial role, and water transport is also known as second line of defense. See, when there's going to be the defense, when your country means are going to feel secure, so the security will ensure the economic growth and the development of the country. If you are in fear, you won't feel secure, so you cannot pay much attention to the growth and the development. Therefore defense also plays very crucial role. And when we talk about the role of water transport in defense, so it is very crucial. Therefore water transport is also crucial from the point of view of defense. The next one is eco-friendly mode. See, when we talk about the other means of transport like air transport, roadways, railways, so it emits some greenhouse gases which adversely impacts the environment. But when we talk about the water transport, so it is eco-friendly mode of transport, means it doesn't have adverse impact on the environment, and therefore it is suitable as it is eco-friendly mode of transport, and it helps to get the environmental balance. It avoids the adverse impact of the pollution on the environment. Therefore, it is eco-friendly mode of transport. Now we will move towards the disadvantages of water transport. First one is slow speed. See, when we talk about the other modes of transport, so they are generally having the high speed. They are generally having the high speed, and water transport cannot, as it has a slow speed, so it cannot be used for carrying the perishable goods, or it cannot be used in cases where the time factor is very important. So slow speed, therefore slow speed is one of the disadvantages of water transport. The next one is limited area. See, roadways can be constructed, railway tracks can be expanded, but when we talk about the water transport, so for water transport we need sea, we need oceans, which is a gift of nature. It cannot be constructed, it cannot be expanded. So generally the area is fixed in case of water transport, and therefore we say that water transport has limited area, which is one of the disadvantages. Then less safety. See, there are safety issues with every kind of transport, but still when we talk about the water transport, so there are more risks. It is prone to the sea waves. There may be peril in the sea which may damage your ship. There may be any natural disaster like flood, tsunami, which may again damage your goods or the passengers. So in that case, there is less safety in case of water transport. The next one is deterioration of goods. See, when we talk about the water transport, so of course it requires sea, ocean, etc. And the water of sea is generally corrosive in nature. So when the water of sea is corrosive in nature, so it may affect the quality and the taste of your goods which are being carried through water transport. So in order to avoid the situation, you need to incur the high packaging cost in order to protect your goods. So in that sense, when we talk about the water transport, so it may deteriorate your goods, because of which you need to incur high packaging cost on the goods which are being transported by using water transport. So therefore it becomes one of the disadvantage of water transport. Now we will move towards the air transport. See, when we talk about the air transport, so it is the fastest mode. Fastest mode means one of the most fast mode where, as compared to other modes of transport. When you are sending some goods which are perishable in nature, when you are dealing in some goods where time factor is important, when the goods are of high value and perishable in nature, so generally the air transports are used. Now we will see the advantages and disadvantages of air transport. So first advantage of air transport is high speed. See, air transport is the fastest mode of transport, and therefore when there is importance of time element, time element is very crucial, or the goods are perishable in nature which can be destroyed if not delivered on time. So in that case air transport is used. So high speed is one of the advantages of air transport. The second one is quick service. When the speed is high, when the time factor is important, so of course air transport will provide you quick service, and it may cover long distance within few time, within less time. It saves your time, it doesn't consume much time. So in that sense air transport provides the quick services and useful when the goods are perishable and are of high value in nature. The next one is easy access. If the area is hilly, if the area is hilly or there is desert in nature, so in that case can rail reach there? Can be reached there by using road transport? Can be reached there by using water transport? Of course not. So in case of those areas which are not easily accessible, by using other modes of transport, air transport is proven to be beneficial. With the help of air transport, we can easily access the hilly areas, desert areas, etc., and goods and services can provided to those areas as well. So it connects those areas with the another economy, and therefore air transport has easy access, which is very advantageous. The next one is no physical barrier. When we talk about the air transport, so it is not obstructed by the mountains, it is not obstructed by the traffics on the roadways, etc. And so, therefore it follows the direct and the short routes, as it has no physical barriers. So in case of air transport, there are no physical barriers or the obstacles like mountains, rivers, etc. And it takes the short and the direct route, and therefore it has high speed. The next one is national defense. In modern days, you must have seen that when there is a situation of wars, so there is a lot of talk about the fighter jets, fighter planes, etc. So when we talk about the air transport, so it is very crucial in national defense as well. Like now we have spent a very major amount of our budget in buying the Rafale jets, which are considered to be the fighter planes. So therefore, air transport plays very crucial role in maintaining safe and secure safety and the security in the country, and it is used at the time of war. So it is useful for the national defense as well. Now we will move towards the disadvantages of air transport. First one is risky. See, risk is involved in every type of transport, so air transport is also risky. Even the small accident may lead to the huge loss of crews, passengers, goods and services, etc. Therefore it is risky in nature. Then very costly. The infrastructure which is required to maintain the air transport is very costly. You need to have huge amount of expenditure to maintain aerodromes. You need to incur the huge amount of expenditure for maintaining the aeroplanes. You need to incur the huge amount of expenditure as the operational cost of airport. So all these components or all these factors makes it very costly. So very costly. Air transport is very costly, which cannot be afforded by everyone, which is one of the disadvantages. The next one is small carrying capacity. When we talk about the carrying capacity of air transport, so it's very small as compared to the other means of transport, and therefore if in case you want to transport the bulky goods at the long distances at a very fast speed, where the time factor is important, still you cannot use air transport due to its small carrying capacity, which is one of the disadvantages. Next one is huge investment. As I have told you, when you talk about the air transport, so it involves very huge amount of operational cost. It requires huge amount of expenditure to maintain aerodromes, to buy aircrafts, to maintain aircrafts. Moreover, it requires trained staff to operate all those setup. So it requires huge investment in infrastructure as well. Therefore, it increases its cost and makes it very costly. So these are the disadvantages of air transport. So here I declare that today we have completed our second unit, as it was the last lecture of our second unit. In next lecture we are going to start with our third unit. Till then, please go through the notes that will be provided to you. Keep studying, stay safe. Thank you.